angel coming for to sing his song. I can hear the drummer drumming. He's coming, and it won't be long. Hear the cry across the nations. People wanna be free, yeah. Free to leave the great plantations. Free to be who they want to be. I see it squeaks out freedom, and it won't be long.
Howdy, it's Everett with Ohio for Freedom. It's the 19th of January. It is the eve. You might call it faux Biden Eve, but I wanted to come on here just for a moment. If you're seeing this on Facebook, you are seeing a repost. And so that's part of an announcement that I want to make. In the infinite wisdom of the Zuckerverse, we have been locked out of Zuckberg Live for 60 days. And I might as well go ahead and explain the infraction. I posted a banner. It wasn't even a photo. It was like artwork. And it said something to the effect that in World War II, Deutschland, that fear was used to control the masses. And that's what they're doing now. And so that garnered us a 3-day timeout from any posting whatsoever. I think tonight after this, I can repost it. And we're locked out of Facebook for 60 days. And so it is really a wonderful thing because we've had a strategy in our back pocket waiting for just such a moment. So I just want to announce that kind of taking a few days to relax just a wee bit and kind of retool here, but we will be going Rumble Live. And it also gives us a little bit of an opportunity to just look at overall format. There are some things that we want to post that will be just uploads just because the way they're put together, but I certainly enjoy doing the live. So I'm going to do everything that I can to reach out on whatever platforms to invite people over to see us in the live stream when we do them. I also want to say that one thing that happened last Thursday, pardon me, was as many of you know, about a year ago, I actually acquired or came down with the CCP virus, which I overcome, but it was quite an ordeal. My wife was finally hit with that last week, and she was in pretty bad shape on Thursday. So I did not do a program. Thanks to some people that follow this program, I was put in touch with the right folks and was able to, without cutting any corners, ethically and legally acquire the eye medicine, and it arrived a day later, and it has made a huge difference. And she has rounded the corner and still needs to do some eating, gain a few pounds back that she lost, but she's doing very, very well. Your prayers are appreciated. But I am going to talk about a couple of things. And I know that when I'm on YouTube and Clout Hub, appreciate you folks. Sorry if we haven't concentrated on you, but the Facebook is where the biggest part of our audience has been. But I just gotta, yeah, thank you, Robert. I know Robert's in the house, man. And but I've got to just comment on this absolute. Listen, I've been kind of following the political world for a long, long time. I do not have a box to put this almost 2 hours that faux Biden did just earlier tonight. I just don't have, although it's funny, it's also very, very, very sad. It's also serious because, guys, this is our country. This is our country. And so, pardon me, I think I need to add some power to the workstation here, if you can bear with me. But I'm going to go through just a couple of clips, and I think we remedied the situation. I'm just going to go ahead and play this. I feel like this. Let's see if I can get this guy back here. I feel like this more or less set the tone here.
Yes. Thank you very much for this honor, James Rosen with Newsmax. I'd like to raise a delicate subject, but with utmost respect for your life accomplishments and the high office you hold. A poll released this morning by Politico Morning Consult found 49% of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit. Not even a majority of Democrats who responded strongly affirmed that statement.
Well, I'll let you all make the judgment whether they're correct.
Well, so the question I have for you, sir, if you'd let me finish, is why do you suppose such large segments of the American electorate have come to harbor such profound concerns about your cognitive fitness? Thank you.
I have no idea.
I don't think the gentleman could have been more polite, could have been more gracious, but was a fair and honest question. And really, that might be just the best way to sum that up. He really doesn't have an idea. I didn't know where to start. I mean, I listened to quite a bit of this thing, and just the long rambling, going nowhere, going absolutely nowhere at all. I've never seen anything like it. And so I'm just gonna make a couple comments if I can. This is from, okay, it's not the perfect analogy, but there's some very strong things. It is a good analogy, but not perfect. And in 1 Samuel, Saul was anointed to be king, but then right away it was torn away from him. So the kingdom was torn away from Saul. So Saul was a faux king, if you follow me. He was not king anymore. And then David was anointed to be king, and it took a while for that to play out. But I had to think of this scripture today. There was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David, but David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. And now I want to juxtapose the clip that you just heard with just a quick clip from President Trump speaking in Arizona this past Saturday.
And they're truly hurting.
And I want to make a comment on it.
American people, I don't think they've taken away their liberties. What they're doing is incredible. They've taken away their dignity. They've taken away their liberties. And I say enough is enough, and we are not going to take it anymore. Because our country is going to hell. It's a disaster, and it all happened in such a short period of time. They want to knock out the filibuster and get things approved, and it's hanging by a thread.
Yeah.
It's hanging by a thread. This is the moment the American people must take their lives and future back. We have to do it. We have to be strong. We have to be strong.
Yep.
It's time for the radical Democrats to leave our families alone.
Now listen.
Alone. Leave our children alone with their strong immune system. Leave those beautiful children with that powerful immune system. They have a good one. Barron had COVID. And by the time we checked them the second time, it was gone. It's called they have a strong system. And to be doing what we're doing with the kids, leave our businesses alone. Leave all of us the hell alone. Tell Joe Biden the Americans' health choices are none of his business. We can make our own choices.
Now, one of the reasons I wanted to play that clip, obviously the energy he's drawing, tens of thousands of people. The line of cars was miles and miles long. But one thing that I wanted to comment on when I got a chance about that event that President Trump did on Saturday, the 15th. This was very significant to me. He talked about therapeutics and he bashed mandates. He absolutely bashed mandates. And I loved it when I heard him say, leave our children alone with their beautiful immune systems. But folks, I went through that entire thing twice. There was no mention of warp speed. There was no mention of hallelujah to the V. So this is something very, very significant. To me, it signals that there's been somewhat of a change of heart, but certainly He has turned his ear to the ear of the people. And once again, you did not hear any championing of, all the great things that happened because of the lightning warp speed of the hallelujah to the V, and slammed the vaccine mandates and slammed that. And so, folks, I just found that very, very, very positive. Now, you heard forcefulness, you heard leadership, you heard joy, you heard happiness, you heard strength. Compare that to what Fojo says he's gonna do in the next year.
You entered this office with, but yet after we sit here for more than an hour, I'm not sure I've heard you say if you would do anything differently in the second year.
Get ready for the big plan. Here it comes.
Yeah, look, the thing I have to
Are
do.
you satisfied with your team here at the White House, sir?
I'm satisfied with the team. There's 3 things I'm going to do differently now that I've gotten the critical crises out of the way, in the sense of that movement, knowing exactly where we're going. Number 1, I'm going to get out.
That's just I gotta jump in there. Sorry. Now that I got the critical crisis out of the way and I know where we're going, he's like, yeah, I'm in my second semester as being a freshman, so I know where my locker is now, and I know where the gym room is. Oh, and I know my locker combination. Let's see here. Oops, I gotta get back into this. So hang on a second here. Come on, cooperate with me. All right, here we go. This is the one I want to play for you. Sorry.
Entered this office with, but yet after we sit here
Try and
for more
bump
than
that
an hour,
ahead.
I'm not sure I've heard you say if you would do anything differently in the second year of your term. Do you plan to do anything differently?
Yeah, look, the thing I have to
Are
do.
you satisfied with your team here at the White House, sir?
I'm satisfied with the team. There's 3 things I'm going to do differently now that I've gotten the critical crises out of the way, in the sense of that movement, knowing exactly where we're going. Number 1, I'm going to get out of this place more often.
Okay.
I'm going to go out and talk to the public. I'm going to do public fora. I'm going to interface with them. I'm going to.
You're going to get out of the
what we've already
basement.
done,
You're
why
going to
it's
get out of the
important,
parking lot. Go back to the
what
parking
other
lots.
things support, what else I want to do. Number 2, I'm bringing in more and more now that I have time. I mean, literally, like you, I'm not complaining. It's 12, 14 hours a day. No
He's sleeping
complaints. I'm gonna be
14, 12, 14 hours a
Now
day.
that certain
He's not
big
complaining
chunks
about
have
that.
been put in place, and we know the direction. I'm also going to be out there seeking the more advice of experts outside, from academia to editorial writers to think tanks.
You better be careful.
I'm bringing
Barack
them
might
in,
get jealous.
just like I did early on, bringing in presidents and historians to get their perspective on what we should be doing, seeking more input, more information, more constructive criticism.
What should I
about
do,
what
Mom?
shouldn't be doing.
What do you guys think?
Third thing I'm doing a lot more of is being in a situation where I'm able to I'm going to be deeply involved in these off-year elections. We're going to be raising a lot of money. We're going to be out there making sure that we're helping all of those candidates.
I got to jump in there, folks. Nobody wants him anywhere near their campaign. So what he's going to do is he's going to get out of the basement more. He's going to get out of he's going to get out, and he's going to go to more ice cream shops, and he's going to sniff more hair, and he's going to put more toddlers on his knee, and he's actually going to interact with people. So I guess he's going to sleep maybe a little bit less. And then he says he's going to bring think tank people in and ask them, what do you think I should do? How should I handle this? Good grief, folks. Does that sound like a leader to you? Does it sound like a leader to you whatsoever? Doesn't sound like a leader to me. And then the last thing he says is I'm going to get involved in the midterm elections. He showed up in Georgia, and Stacey Abrams and none of those other Democrats would get anywhere near him. Nobody his poll numbers are like in the 20s and the 30s. They don't want him. This guy is completely out of touch. It was very, very, very sad. And I just wanted to mention something from Scripture, because I already talked about David. Everybody knows the story of David and Goliath. But when David when his mettle was tested and he was standing before Goliath, and the entire nation of Israel was just stymied and stuck and didn't know where to go, and they were like mass formation. They were hypnotized by this daily assault and challenge from the giant, been going on for like 40 days, and they were petrified in fear. David didn't show up and say to King Saul, don't fear, I'll go out and consult a focus group. I'll go out and talk to the think tanks, and I'll ask them what they think. No, this is what a leader says. It said, and David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail him, because of your servant will go fight with the Philistine. And then when he got in front of the Philistine, David said to the Philistine, you come to me with a sword and a spear, and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day will the Lord deliver thee into thy hand. And he began to say, I'm going to take your head off of you. I'm going to feed your carcass to the beasts of the field and the fowl of the. But a leader says what they're going to do. And they're decisive, and they're bold, and they're strong. And this is the last clip I want to play. I love this, and this is the way that President Trump closed out his rally in Arizona.
Grit in our souls and courage.
Now
in
listen
our
to this.
veins, and that's what you have. We are the Americans who will.
And you're going to hear some we wills.
We are going to make America great again. We had already done it, and now we're going to have to do it again. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. We will stand proudly for our flag, and we will start talking about greatness for our country again. My fellow Americans, make America great again, and all that represents. And it has only just begun. We have only just begun. Because we are one movement,
a little bit of difference in
people,
tone, a little bit of difference in spirit and attitude, strength, vigor.
God. And together, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. We will make America united again.
Oh, yeah.
And we will make America great again.
Here comes the best part right here.
Thank you, Arizona. Thank
Right
you.
here,
Thank
right
you.
here, right here.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. All right. All right, I guess I'll jump out of that. All righty then. So listen, I just wanted to come on here and give a little bit of, I don't know, I have a small scattering of people that we reach live on YouTube, small that we reach on Cloud Hub. I'll get a lot of Cloud Hub comments later, but be watching. I'll be announcing how we're going to do that. And we're going to have some very, very powerful guests. And I can just tell you one thing that we're going to do with Rumble is we're going to talk about stuff that would absolutely not survive on YuckTube and on Zuckerbook. So just be watching for that. Wherever and however you might catch these words, be encouraged. Be encouraged. Things are, God's got this. He's always had this. But folks, we're into the season here. There's things happening. There's things happening. I've said over and over that Biden hadn't hit his lowest low, but I tell you what, today was definitely lower than at any other time. It ain't going to survive. Fojo's going to be history. So listen, Robert, thanks for checking in. And y'all, until next time, God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the state of Ohio. And God bless the United States of America.
I hear the sweet sound of freedom.